Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is November the 4th. I'm going to do your Just for Today in a meditation. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Okay, let's see. All right, this is entitled Exchanging Love, November 4th, Just for Today. We give love because it was given so freely to us. We give love because it was given so freely to us. New frontiers are open to us as we learn how to love. Love can be the flow of life energy from one person to another. Basic text, page 105. Love given and love received is the essence of life itself. It is the universal common denominator, connecting us to those around us. Addiction deprived us of that connection, locking us within ourselves. The love we find in the NA program reopens the world to us. It unlocks the cage of addiction which once imprisoned us. By receiving love from other NA members, we find out, perhaps for the first time, what love is and what it can do. We hear fellow members talk about the sharing of love, and we sense the substance it lends to their lives. Let me repeat that. We hear fellow members talk about the sharing of love, and we sense the substance it lends to their lives. No ad-libbing today, guys. We begin to suspect that if giving and receiving love means so much to others, maybe it can give meaning to our lives too. We sense that we are on the verge of a great discovery, yet we also sense that we won't fully understand the meaning of love unless we give ours away. We try it and discover the missing connection between ourselves and the world. Today, we realize that what they said was true. We keep what we have only by giving it away. Just for today, life is a new frontier for me, and the vehicle I will use to explore it is love. I will give freely the love I have received. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Wow, it's a new frontier that's open to us as a result of our being able to receive and give love. And love is the flow of life energy from one person to another, or at least it can be. There's different types of love. So if you're truly wanting to be analytical about the definition of love, you can get lost, right? Because there's so many definitions of it. But basically there's four. And the one that we find that we operate in, the Greek term would be agape, Agape, agape. That's a love that we find that we operate in that is general. It's universal. It's goodwill. It's not always easy to do, but the softer we become internally, like the less hard our hearts become, the easier it is to allow that love to flow from us into other people. So one thing we want to remember is that a lot of love at this point has been sent our way. It is not a duty, and it should be compelling, but it's not a duty to let the love that has flown our way flow back out of us. But what I can say is that my experience has been that when I allow the life energy of others or their love for me to flow into me, and I allow mine to flow back, maybe not directly towards them, but generally speaking, it does include the direction that it flowed from. So back towards them, but out towards other people. Because, see, sometimes love is paid forward. We've heard that terminology here in the last 5 years or so, pay it forward. Someone in the Starbucks coffee line decides to pay for the bill of the person behind them or put some money on their bill. And they say, the car before you paid it forward and your coffee is taken care of. A lot of times they've taken care of a lot of people's coffee. I know people that'll just go in and drop $100 and say, you keep using this until it's used up, right? Or each customer add $10 from this to their order. And then the cars that are coming into to pay, they decide, well, I was going to spend this $10 anyway. Let me pay it forward too. And there's this generation of energy and hopefulness and that you can do it. You showed up in this line knowing you only had a few dollars left and somebody had already taken care of the bill. And so sometimes, like I said, sometimes the love that flows towards you when you allow it to flow out of you doesn't necessarily go towards that individual that sent you that love. But in recovery, generally speaking, it does. And I can say from my own personal experience that my life is greater. My life is greater. The frontiers that living life in a life full of love and a flowing stream, river, a mighty stream of love. Living that life has given me some of the greatest experiences. And it is one of the reasons why my gratitude level is so high. It's one of the reasons why people say, man, she's just a good person to know. You know, you always feel connected when you're around her. That's one of the reasons. Is because I understand that what has been freely given to me, now I'm free to give it to other people in a positive way. And that can be your story if it's not, but I almost am willing to bet that it is. I think that some of you that come here that you're just like that. You're always giving, giving, giving. Love is always flowing through you. And it's the opposite. A lot of times it's not flowing to you from the direction that you want it to flow. You're looking for it from specific individuals, and it's not going to come from them because they're not capable at that moment in time in their life to give that to you. And because you feel let down, then you're angry and resentful and unforgiving and you stop the flow, right? Or you use because someone is not loving you the way that you think you ought to be loved. And again, it comes down to unrealistic expectations on ourselves and others. And when they cease to be met, right, we tend to start leading off from doing the things that help us maintain recovery, like honestly sharing, making meetings, talking to our sponsor. And before we know it, we're not in a position where we even feel like we're in recovery. And those barriers, those check systems to help us stop ourselves before we pick up the drug. We've already mentally and emotionally and now spiritually have relapsed. So now when something does seriously try us, We don't have any will to turn it over and be vigilant in the here and now, and we pick up and we use. You don't have to, but that is the easiest thing to do because you've gotten yourself further away from the center of recovery and you're on the outlier edge. You're on the edges now, right? Because of what? One or two people that don't want to accept that you made some mistakes and forgive you. They keep giving you the silent treatment. Okay. If it's hard now in the beginning, it probably will get easier over time. But if you've been clean for a while and recovering for a while and they still haven't changed, they're probably stuck in the rut of unforgiveness with you. And if we base our healthfulness, our wellness, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and physically on one or two people loving us, there's all kinds of love that can be offered to you in the program. Genuine, unconditional, non-sexual love that can be offered if you will open your mind to it. So some of us, the point that I'm making, we have no problem letting love flow from us. We are worried about the love that is flowing towards us. And the new frontier for you might be stop wanting and wishing and looking for love in all the wrong places. It's in the fellowship. There's genuine friendships and love to be found in the fellowship. And from that, there's genuine relationships and love to be found outside of the fellowship. But it starts within you. It starts within the fellowship. And you will see the broader your base, the higher the point of freedom, especially when it comes to being able to receive and give love freely. I'm going to stop to share here. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you. Want to move on to the next meditation quickly. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose. Be intentional. Let today be the greatest day that you've ever lived, because it will be the only one like today that you will ever live. You will never get this day back. So let's go forward into it and take it by storm. Take it by storm. Hope you have a beautiful day. I plan to.